Good morning, students. In a previous class, that is class 1 of the chapter periodic classification of element, I already completed the introduction part, the Mendeleev periodic law, and the merit or demerit of this law, then modified by Moseley and is applicable to for long form or extended form of the periodic table. Next, classification of this periodic table into different block, that is S block, P block, D block and F block, depending upon the electronic configuration. Last electron enter to either any one of the subshell or orbital. Then their characteristics, that is characteristics of S block element, characteristics of P block element, characteristics of D block element and that of the F block element. Normally S and P block are known as a normal element, D block known as a transition element, and F block, which is placed at the bottom of the periodic table, two series, one is known as a lanthanide series and one is known as actinide series, are known as inner transition element. Today, that is of class 2 of the chapter periodic classification of element, I will try to complete, give a little idea about periodicity, the cause of periodicity, and some periodic properties, that is atomic radii, ionic radii, ionization energy, electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy, electron negativity, oxidation state, valency and so on. So let us start one by one. The first important point today class, that is the periodic property and the cause of periodicity. So first one is periodic properties. And the second one is cause of periodicity. Next we discuss another one. First, point by point, that is periodic property. What do you mean by the periodic property? That means the appearance of the similar property. That means the property which are directly or indirectly related to electronic configuration. The property which are directly or indirectly related to the electronic configuration and which vary across a period, that means from left to right and from top to bottom in a group in the periodic table, are known as point 1, that means periodic property. Move to the point 2. What is the cause of periodicity? That means reappearance of the similar behavior, similar character after a certain regular interval is known as the cause of periodicity. I repeat again. What do you mean? What are the cause of periodicity? That means the reoccurrence of similar property of the element, reoccurrence of the similar character of the element after a regular interval is known as the cause of periodicity. Next, we focus to one or two periodic property. Point 1 is, that means atomic radii or atomic radius. Not worry, first we discuss 3 to 4 points, then we start writing. What is atomic radius? Radius of an atom is known as atomic radius. That means if we select, it is the nucleus and it is the atom with the representation, the center distance from the nucleus to the valence shell where electron revolve is known as its atomic radius. But some difficulties are there to measure this atomic radius. one or two point is there. That means point one. To isolate one atom is a difficult one. I repeat again, point one. To isolate one atom is a difficult one, and it is no definite boundary in particular atom. There is no definite boundary fixed line that the probability of chances of finding an electron is zero. Whatever may be the distance, but we never say that the finding and chances of finding an electron is zero. That means there is no certain fixed boundary to measure from the nucleus to the outermost distances. That's why we choose some approximation. There are three different ways are there to express the atomic radii. One is known as covalent radius. One is known as van der Waals radius, and one is known as metallic radius. Discuss one by one. Point one, covalent radius. That means for homoatomic nuclei, mark that, if it is the homoatomic nuclei, for homoatomic nuclei, if two atoms are closest approach, then half of the internuclear distance is known as covalent radii. That means for a homoatomic atom, two are homoatom, then internuclear distance bonded by covalent bond, then half of the internuclear distance is known as the covalent radius. Mark that. It is the center, join the center and make the half. So this is known as covalent radius. Next, another one is van der Waals radius. That means two covalent bonded, that means two bonded molecule is there, mark that, and it is A, it is B, it is C and D. B and C are closest approach, join the center of B and C and make a half. This approach is known as, covalent radius. It is known as van der Waals radius. And the last one is metallic radius. Between the closest approach of two metal atoms, half of the internuclear distance is known as the metallic radius. These are the three ways. And one important thing that if we compare in these three, then the decreasing order of radii value is, first is van der Waals radius, next is metallic radius, and the last one is covalent radius. Next, we discuss what about to the atomic radii from top to bottom and left to right across a period in the periodic table. Remember that. While moving from top to bottom, what we observe? That means atomic number increases. That means addition of new cell increases. That means the distance from the center to the valence shell increases. So we say that atomic radii gradually increases from top to bottom while moving in the periodic table. While moving across a periodic table, no doubt there is increase in atomic number, increase in nuclear charge, but there is no addition of new successive cell. As a result of which, since that nuclear charge increases, that attract the electron from the valence shell. So the valence shell as well as the electron come closer to the nucleus. That means atomic radii gradually decreases. So remember that in a period, top to bottom, atomic radii gradually increases, while across a period from left to right, atomic radii gradually decreases. Note down one by one from starting to up to end one. Mark that. First one is periodic property. The property which are directly or indirectly related to the electronic configuration of atoms of the element and show some regular gradation, some changes in their behavior and character are known as periodic properties. And what is their cause? Already we discussed, that is a reappearance of their similar character after a regular interval. That means the reoccurrence of similar property of the elements after a certain regular interval when they are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic number is known as their periodicity. Then we discuss 4 to 5 points are there under periodic property. That is atomic radii, ionic radii, ionization enthalpy or ionization energy, electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy, electronegativity, oxidation state, valency, and so on are there. So many other are there. Let us discuss first one, that is atomic radius. Mark that. Atomic radius, singular is a radius, plural is a radii. Radius of an atom is known as atomic radius. That means from the center of the nucleus to the valence shell where there is available electron, this distance is known as atomic radius. Mark that. The distance from the center of the nucleus to the valence shell of electron, outermost shell of electron is defined as the atomic radius. But there is some difficulty. That is, to isolate a single atom is a difficult one. Next one, there is no fixed boundary that one is able to measure from center to the valence shell. Because we know that probability of finding an electron is everywhere, never we say that it is zero. So difficult to mark that the boundary line from nucleus to that boundary line. Mark that point. That means what are the difficulties? An atom does not have well-defined boundary. Second one is, it is not possible to isolate a single atom in order to measure its atomic radii. Important one. That means to isolate a single atom is a difficult one. And also second one is, it is not possible, it is not marked that an atom has no fixed boundary. And also if we discuss about in different cases, in different type of bonding, that means the atomic radii also different. That's why in order to overcome this difficulty, we have select some assumption. To the above difficulties, we only consider the atomic radius as the closest approach. Again, depending upon the types of bonding between the atoms in a molecule, there are different types of way of expressing the atomic radius. That is, there are now generally 3 ways are there. One is known as covalent radius, one is known as van der Waals radius, and one is known as metallic radius. Normally, in case of non-metal, we select covalent radius. In case of metal, we select metallic radius, and also rest for others, we select van der Waals radius. So discuss one by one. Point 1, covalent radius. Again, covalently bonded molecule, it may be homoatomic or heteroatomic. For homoatomic, the closest approach, half of the bond length, internuclear distance. That means, mark that, it is covalent radius. It is defined as the 1/2 of the distance between the center of the nuclei of 2 similar atoms bonded by a simple covalent bond in a molecule. It is generally used for non-metal. Again, for homoatomic molecule, R covalent radius symbolically R covalent is equal to internuclear distance between the bonded atoms by 2, or R covalent is equal to half of bond length. But on the other hand, for the heteronuclear molecule, the covalent radius may be defined as, for an atom may be defined as the distance between the center of the nucleus of the atom and the mean position of the shared electron pair formed between the covalent bonded between the atoms is known as the covalent radius for heteronuclear. Mark that. I repeat again, for heteronuclear molecule, covalent radius of an atom may be defined as the distance between the center of the nucleus of the atom and the mean position of the shared pair of electron between the bonded atoms. It is known as the covalent radius. Next, we discuss about another one, that means van der Waals radius. What is the van der Waals radius? It is defined as, mark the van der Waals radius, it is defined as the 1/2 of the internuclear distance between the two nearest atoms belonging to the nearest neighboring molecules of the substance in the solid state. I repeat again, two bonded atoms are there. Between it is a two bonded atom molecule and two bonded atom molecule. Between them there is a closest approach, make a half, and that is known as the van der Waals radius. Normally, van der Waals radius is greater than the covalent radius. And third one is metallic radius. If two metal is the closest approach by a metallic bond, then half of the internuclear distance is known as the metallic radius. If we compare these three, then highest distance is, first one is van der Waals radius. So we can say that R van der Waals greater than R metallic. Last one is R covalent. I repeat again, R van der Waals radius, that is van der Waals radius is highest, then is metallic radius, then is covalent radius. Mark that in a diagrammatically. If we represent in the form of a diagram, mark that it is a bonded molecule, it is also a bonded one. So this is the center of the two bonded atoms. If we make a half of this one, then this is known as, this one is known as covalent radius. On the other hand, this is the center, and this two center is the nearest approach. Make a half of these two one. So this is known as van der Waals radius. From this diagram, it is two bonded atom in a closest approach. It is the internuclear distance, make a half. So this one is known as the covalent radius. It is the bonded molecule. That means it is the distance between the two nearest bonded, non-bonded atom of a bonded molecule. So make a half this one. So this half is known as the van der Waals radius. So from this figure also it is clear that van der Waals radius is greater than the covalent radius. And if we select these three, then we can write R van der Waals greater than R metallic, and last one is R covalent. Next, we discuss what affect, what variation to this atomic radii from top to bottom and from left to right in a periodic table. Already we discussed, that means while moving from top to bottom, what happens? Atomic number increases. Addition of new cell takes place. So internuclear distance increases. That means atomic radii increases on moving from top to bottom in the periodic table. On the other hand, across a period from left to right in a periodic table, no doubt internuclear distance increases, but there is no successive addition of new cell. As a result of which, due to increase in nuclear charge, it attracts the valency electron as well as the cell. As a result, cell comes closer to the nucleus. So atomic radii gradually decreases. So the conclusion is, From top to bottom, atomic radii increases, while across a period from left to right, atomic radii decreases. Next, switch over to another one term, that is ionic radii. Like atomic radii, it is also similar definition. The radius of an ion is known as ionic radii. It may be cation or may be anion. The important point to be remembered that if we compare the radii of a neutral atom with ion, then we observe that ionic radii is always greater than the atomic radii. So if we write in a sequence, then highest is ionic radii, then neutral atom, then cationic radii. So the decreasing order is ionic radii, neutral atom and cationic radii. Cationic radii is always less than that of atomic radii. It is all about the atomic radius and ionic radius. Then we switch over to another one property, that is known as ionization energy. Next we discuss another one term, that is known as ionization energy, or it is also known as ionization potential or ionization enthalpy. First we discuss what is the concept, then we write. Mark that. What do we mean by ionization energy? It is defined as the amount of energy required. I repeat again. It is defined as the amount of energy required to remove the valence electron, to remove an outermost electron from a neutral gaseous atom to form a monovalent positive ion or cation. I repeat again. Ionization energy is defined as the amount of energy required to remove a valence electron from a neutral gaseous atom in order to form a monovalent positive ion or a cation. In other words, it is also nothing but the energy required to transfer one metal to transfer an atom to an ion. This value normally expressed in energy term, the unit of energy term, either electron volt per atom or kilocalorie per mole or kilojoule per mole. Next we discuss variation from top to bottom and left to right. While moving from top to bottom in the periodic table, what we observe? Same thing there. Atomic number increases. Atomic radii increases. The distance between the nucleus and valence electron increases. It indicates that valence electron loosely bonded with the nucleus. So, less amount of energy required to remove the valence electron. That means ionization energy gradually decreases while moving from top to bottom in the periodic table. On the other hand, across a period while moving from left to right, nuclear charge increases, distance decreases. As a result, the valence electron tightly bonded with the nucleus, for which a large amount of energy required to remove that electron. Hence, ionization energy gradually increases across a period. So, conclusion is ionization energy gradually decreases from top to bottom, while gradually increases across a period, that is from left to right in the periodic table. Next, note down the definition, mark that. Ionization energy, the minimum amount of energy required to remove the most loosely bonded electrons from a neutral isolated atom in the gaseous state is known as the ionization energy. Mark that. It can also be defined as the amount of energy required to convert a isolated gaseous atom into monovalent cation. As it is energy, it is represented in electron volt per atom or kilocalorie per mole. In other words, also mark that ionization energy gives an idea about how easily electron can be removed from the atom. If smaller is the ionization energy, that means it loosely bonded, as a result of which less amount of energy required. If higher is the ionization energy, it indicates that the valence electron is tightly bonded. That means it is clear that smaller the value of ionization energy, easier is to remove the electron from the atom. Higher is the ionization energy, it is tightly bonded, difficult to remove the valence electron from the neutral atom. Then we discuss about what are the factors affecting the value of ionization energy. Most important 2 to 3 point, size of the atom. That means if smaller is the size, indicates that valence electron nearer to the nucleus, tightly bonded, so higher is the value of ionization energy. Next one is charge on the nucleus. If higher is the nuclear charge, then more is the attraction of the nuclear charge with the valence electron. That is more tightly bonded, higher is the ionization energy. And last one is the screening effect of the inner electron. Screening effect or shielding effect of the inner electron. Very, very important one. Mark that. What do you mean by screening effect or shielding effect? In case of a multi-electron system, what happened? There are so many number of cells are there. So there are 2 type of force operate at a time. One is nuclear attractive force, that is by the nucleus and the valence electron, and one is a repulsive force between the electron and electron in between the cell. As a result of which, in this case, the actual attractive force felt by the valence electron due to the nucleus is disturbed. That is known as shielding effect. Due to the inter-electronic repulsion between the electron present between the cell, the attractive force somewhat decreases, which is known as the shielding effect or screening effect. This is all about the definition of ionization energy or ionization enthalpy and the factors affecting it. Next we discuss variation. Already we discussed, that means from top to bottom ionization enthalpy gradually decreases, while from left to right across a period ionization enthalpy or ionization energy gradually increases. Next we switch over to another one, that is parameter, that is known as electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy. It is another one periodic property. It is just a reverse of the ionization energy. I repeat again, what is ionization energy? Amount of energy required to remove. Reverse. What is electron affinity? It is defined as the amount of energy released when an extra electron is added to the valence shell of an isolated neutral gaseous atom. In previous case, what happened? While removing one monovalent cation is formed. Here what happened? While adding a monovalent anion is formed. So, what is electron affinity? It is defined as the amount of energy released when an extra electron is added to a neutral gaseous atom in order to form a monovalent negative ion or anion. In other words, another one definition also there, electron affinity, the tendency of an atom to attract, the valence electron is known as the electron affinity. Next we discuss variation. Same thing is there from top to bottom. As the atomic size, atomic number increases, atomic size increases, valence electron loosely bonded. So when extra electron is added, less amount of energy released. That means electron affinity gradually decreases from top to bottom and gradually increases across a period from left to right. That means in last one, in case of noble gases, as they have a stable electronic configuration, they have no tendency to attract the electron. So we say that they have a zero value of electron affinity. It is all about the clarification idea about electron affinity. Then we are ready to write the definition of it. Now note down the definition of electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy. Mark that. It is defined as the amount of energy released when an electron is added to isolated gaseous atom to form a monovalent anion. That means in ionization energy, amount of energy required, in electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy, amount of energy released. It indicates that loosely bonded, less amount of energy release, tightly bonded, more amount of energy release. And as like ionization energy, here also the way of expression, that is electron volt per atom, kilocalorie per mole or kilojoule per mole. And next discuss what are the factors affecting. Mark that 3 important point, that is a nuclear charge. Higher is the nuclear charge, mark that higher is the magnitude of nuclear charge, more negative is the value of electron gain enthalpy. Second one is size of the atom. Smaller is the size of atom, smaller is the size of atom, closest approach is there, tightly bonded is there, large amount of energy release. So we say that smaller is the size of the atom, more is the negative value of electron gain enthalpy. And last one is, that is a noble gas configuration or stable configuration. Already discussed, that is electronic configuration. Stable electronic configuration of an atom possesses zero or positive value of electron gain enthalpy. Next to discuss the variation. Like ionization energy, it is also from top to bottom, same region is there, from top to bottom. This value gradually decreases, while across a period this value gradually increases. So atomic radii, ionic radii, ionization energy, electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy. Last one is electronegativity. Next, last one is, mark that, electronegativity. Mark that. Just previous we discussed, that is electron affinity. One type of definition is the tendency to attract an electron. So never confuse. This one is there in electron affinity, the tendency of attract an electron of a neutral atom. But in electronegativity, the tendency of an atom in a bonded molecule. The tendency of an atom in a bonded molecule to attract the shared pair of electron towards itself. I repeat again, if two atoms bonded by covalent bond by sharing electron, then one atom has the tendency to withdraw the shared pair, total shared pair of electron towards itself, becoming stable configuration. So electronegativity is defined as the tendency of an atom in a neutral molecule to attract the shared pair of electron, the electron pair which is shared pair of electrons towards itself. Same variation is there, that is from top to bottom. This tendency gradually decreases, while across a period from left to right, this tendency gradually increases. I repeat again the definition. That means electronegativity is defined as the tendency of an atom in a bonded molecule to withdraw the shared pair of electrons towards itself. And this value gradually decreases from top to bottom and gradually increases from left to right. Then on the basis of this electronegativity, we have to write some important points. Next, note down the definition of electronegativity. Mark that. Electronegativity of an atom is defined as its relative tendency. Ionization energy is defined as the amount of energy required. Electron affinity, negativity, electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy is the amount of energy released. Both the two terms related to energy. But electronegativity is the tendency. No energy term is there. It is defined as the relative tendency to attract the shared pair of electrons towards itself in a covalent bond. Since it is a relative tendency of attracting shared pair of electron towards itself, therefore it has no unit. Already discussed, that is from top to bottom, this value gradually decreases, while across a period this value gradually increases. Note down some important points. In the total periodic table, the highest among all the elements, fluorine possesses highest value of electron negativity, that is value is equal to 4.0, while cesium Cs possesses least value of electronegativity, that is 0.7. We have to remember this value. Next point is, mark that higher the value of electronegativity, greater is relative tendency to oxidizing nature. What is oxidizing nature, reducing nature? We discuss in next class. Mark that higher the value of electronegativity, lesser is the metallic character. Metallic character is the tendency to lose electron. Since they have the higher tendency to gain electron, so lower is its metallic character, lower is its electropositive character. Next one is, higher is the electronegativity difference between the two bonded atoms, higher is the polarity and higher is the dipole moment. That means two bonded atom is there. If higher the electronegativity difference, then one atom withdraw the shared pair of electron towards itself, as a result of which there is a development of partial negative charge. If there is a partial negative charge, in that atom there is partial positive charge. So development of two partial charge, we say that development of a polarity. There is a development of dipole. Di means two, pole is the partial positive and negative charge. If, I repeat again, if there is a difference in electronegativity, one atom in a bonded molecule, atom A and B, atom A possesses higher electronegativity than atom B, then what happens? Atom A withdraw the shared pair of electron towards itself. That means possess a higher value of partial value of a negative charge. So at the above atom A, there is a development of, mark that, if we say that atom A and atom B, there is a partial development of positive charge. Here is a partial development of negative charge. If atom B possesses higher electronegativity, withdraw the electron density towards itself, there is a development of partial negative charge. As a result of which atom nearby A, there is a development of partial positive charge. So we say that there is a development of dipole and the molecule is, we say that there is the development of polarity and also the dipole moment. And the last point is that pure covalent bond is formed if the difference between the two electronegativity is 0. If the two atom, homo atom, is same electronegativity, then we say that what happened? The bond is a pure covalent bond. These are some important points relating to electronegativity. The last periodic property. The last periodic property is the oxidation state and valency. What is valency? That means the electron present in the valency cell, the electron present in the outermost cell of an atom is known as its valency electron, which determines the valency. And the oxidation state is defined as the residual charge. Oxidation state or oxidation number is defined as the residual charge during the replacement of an atom in a molecule or during the formation of a bond, the number of electrons lost or gained or shared. Mark the definition. The electrons present in the outermost cell are known as valency electrons, which decide the valency of the atom. And the oxidation number O dot n of an atom in a compound is defined as the number of electrons which appears to have lost or gained during the formation of that compound. And next we discuss the variation. That means while moving from the top to bottom in a group, there is no change in oxidation state. While moving across a period from left to right in the periodic table, this oxidation number or oxidation state gradually changes from 1 to 8. It is all about the periodic properties. That is little idea about atomic radii, ionic radii, ionization energy, electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy, then electronegativity, then valency or oxidation number. The definition and the variation from top to bottom and from left to right. In next class, then we switch over to some numericals relating to the periodic properties.